Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
You know who I can do without? I can do without the people in the video store.
Which ones?
All of them. They never rent quality flicks. They always pick the most intellectually devoid movie on the racks.
And now, on with the show.
I think there's something written here.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Say the magic words. Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
He has the lamp.
We're never gonna get a hold of that lamp!
Hey guys, what's going on? You are listening to This Week in Geek.net Loose Cannon. I am one of the TWIG video store clerks. I am Mike the Birdman, but I'm not alone as I walk down these hollowed aisleways full of big box VHS, DVD, maybe even some Betamax. I don't know, but I'm also joined on this lovely show from the lovely state of New Jersey.
It's Ken from This Anime.
And TWIG's regional video store manager and co-host of Do You Even Movie,
David Denoyer, coming to you from Ohio.
That's right, guys. The multinational team to take on the Arabian Nights themselves. That's right, guys. We are finally getting around to the long-awaited Aladdin show. And this is part of a kind of, I guess, like a Disney 2-pack we're kind of doing. We're doing this and a Goofy movie, because Goofy movie just celebrated its 30th anniversary this year. And Aladdin, I think it's, what, 28 years, something like that?
It is
92, I want to say, or 90,
92.
maybe?
It's 92.
Yeah, 92. I was going to say, yeah, the year I was born. Yeah, the year we were both born, right, Kim?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys make me feel so fucking old. I think I was like, I think I was like 12 or 13. So when you guys were conceived, I was trying to pick up girls, and not successfully, I might add. So yeah, the Aladdin movies. I have not seen these in literally decades, which was kind of, I'm glad Dave brought these up for us to do. And I remember we started chatting about this. I think we did like a very early RAM earlier in the year, and we were just kind of throwing out ideas.
Would you like to know where this came from? Because I can tell you verbatim.
Okay.
A Wishmaster episode. Because we were talking about jinns and genies, and I was like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Aladdin movies, even so. And yeah, that was, I mean, a date back as to how long this episode's been preparing.
Oh my God, yeah. So I'm really glad we finally got around to actually kind of doing this. I mean, obviously I've got nothing but time on my hands right now, but yeah, this was a trip because I can't even remember when I first saw these movies. I want to say, so this was 92 when you babyface motherfuckers were born, when I was like 12 or 13 or however old I was. I was born in 1981. And I think I saw this at a kid's birthday party or something on big box VHS on those huge giant ass Walt Disney white clamshells. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever saw this in theaters. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember I was a very big fan of Robin Williams. I remember in the 7th grade, somebody had loaned me Robin Williams Live at the Met or something like that, which is a fantastic comedy special. And I thought Robin Williams was the most hysterical comedian around. And I had like a Robin Williams phase, I want to say. Like, I remember watching that. I remember watching Mrs. Doubtfire, that I remember seeing in theaters. I saw Patch Adams and a few other movies he did. I think I saw a good, whatever the hell that was.
That's a motorcycle. My apologies.
Awesome. I was like, awesome. And then the Borg show up. I had seen Good Morning Vietnam, probably entirely too young to understand it. But yeah, so This was a nice trip down memory lane. And then the other movies that we're going to be talking about tonight, we're also going to be talking about the direct-to-video sequels, Aladdin, Return of Jafar, and Aladdin, the King of Thieves, both of which I had never seen until last night, as prior to this recording. So I like it for the most part. I remember the Aladdin TV show that was on CBS or ABC Saturday mornings. I think it's on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure it is.
It is.
It is.
It's
Which again,
just buried.
Yeah, it's so weird how Disney buries their Disney afternoon shows. Like, why that's not its own section weirds me the fuck out, because there's so much good Disney afternoon stuff.
I'm pretty sure it technically is, but it is buried behind multiple menus. So you have to go to search all collections, and then there's a collection for all the Disney afternoon stuff.
That's wild. So I'm going to throw things over to Dave right now. Since this was your idea and you're a huge fan of these movies, what has been your experience with this franchise as a whole?
So Aladdin as a whole is basically, I distinctly remember getting the VHS of Return of Jafar as like a birthday gift, Christmas gift, I can't remember which, but I remember getting it as a gift and being so excited and remembering how much I loved Return of Jafar. And I mean, that goes obviously back to the fact that Aladdin came first and created the character of Jafar. But where like my journey with Aladdin starts is, I mean, this movie was always in my life. Like, we always had the Black Diamond Disney VHS at the house. It was one that got rewound and you know, put on a lot. And then I just remember distinctly those sequels coming out, Return of Jafar and then Aladdin, the King of Thieves. And again, just having those VHSs. And, you know, I've been on this show for about 2 years plus now, I think, at this point. And I think people understand that, like, movies to me are a very big deal because they just kind of hold that sentimental value on top of those memories. And what I love about Aladdin in general is just it's a really simple story when you think about it. I mean, and it dates back far. I mean, it dates back very far to like early days of film. And, you know, you had Aladdin and Alibaba and like all that stuff. And I mean, you know, all those correlations to it. And then Disney decided to do a 90s kids movie version of it. And who knew that it was going to blow up the way it did? But I mean, when you have a voice like Robin Williams behind it, the animation is top notch. The songs are really good. So, yeah, I mean, then you have Return of Jafar comes out, the animated series. And then to cap the animated series, they do Aladdin, King of Thieves. And to be honest, they're decent entries, even if you know, Return of Jafar, as we'll discuss, and I think we all agree on, is lower tier of the entire trilogy, but they're not bad movies. All three of them have value, even if, you know, one is lesser than the others. But they're just fun. I mean, they're the classic Disney that relates back to the songs and, you know, just has that animation style to it that we all grew up with. You know, I think these movies are timeless because of that. Yeah, and you know, even the fact that, you know, we got the live action remake, which I haven't seen and probably never will at this point. It shows it, but yeah, but I've heard that. I've heard it's good and I've heard it's really, really bad. So it's like it's in that middle point, and it could be something I throw on one night. We'll see. But like, my whole point to wrap up on the entry of me with these movies is they're timeless and they're still popular today. I mean, we got a live action remake of a 92 children's movie, you know, just a few years ago, given it didn't do super well, but like, they're it because it
made back its budget, which is a good thing.
It made back its budget, but didn't it's
at
averaging
least for the time.
Yeah, it like didn't set the world on fire, which is weird. Now that you mention that, I remember distinctly, I can't remember what toy company reached out to me, but I remember getting a bunch of review samples from the Aladdin movie, and I must have got some wires must have got crossed somewhere, because I ended up with a metric fuck ton of like Aladdin toys, and I'm not talking just one or two, I'm talking like 15 of these things. So I donated like 14 of these things to like a local children's charity or something. But I was like, okay, please stop. No more Genie in the house, please. Man, I hadn't thought about that in years. Holy shit. That's a memory and a half. Anyway, continue.
It's I mean, you know, it was just it was a time of collectiveness of the animation style and the songs that we know and everything. So I mean, it's this is just a big point in Disney, I think, that still retains its power even today, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah. Sorry, Ken, go ahead.
I was going to add that there's even more history than some people know of this movie, because the pre-production on this movie started ages ago, back in the 80s.
It was cooking in the ether for a bit, because don't they talk about it on the Waking Sleeping Beauty documentary?
Yep, Waking Sleeping Beauty, as well as the brain.
I can't think. I know which one you're talking about. It's the other documentary, or the other series doc. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it's called either.
Yeah, but basically, this is a huge. There's a very specific cut song from this movie.
From the original Aladdin?
Yes, there is a cut song.
I think I remember
from the original script.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Because I remember when they talked about in the documentary on Waking Sleep Beauty specifically, was that this was in the ether, but it kept getting held back because they kept having flops like Rescuers Down Under. I mean, oh god, there's a bunch on that list, and now I'm blanking on those too. Have you seen Waking Sleeping Beauty, Birdman?
I have never even heard of it. What is it?
Do you have Disney Plus?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's on Disney Plus, but it was a documentary that came out probably circa 2013, probably-ish. And it's all about the slump at Disney when they had their big hit and everything, and then that 80s 90s slump kind of hit where they just couldn't get their core audience. And then it was Beauty and the Beast that they ended up showing at Cannes in the regular animation cell style. It wasn't even colored in, and it got a standing ovation, and they were like, holy shit, we're on to something here. And then that basically was the launch for Little Mermaid and Aladdin and all those ones. They were holding on to this project, you find out in that documentary, for a while because they knew it was something good, but they had to have the money to do it and the confidence that they were going to get that money back.
Oh wow, yeah, because I remember Beauty and the Beast being an absolutely huge thing. I remember when that came, that's another one I didn't see in theaters, but when it came to my local mom and pop corner store, I remember renting that and being like, wow, this looks really good. But I also haven't seen that since it came out in 90 or 91. It's been a really long time. But yeah, I remember when a lot of the Disney movies just didn't hit. The first movie I ever saw in theaters as a kid was Fox and the Hound. And I don't think that did terribly well. Obviously, it's a fucking depressing movie.
No, that was part of the dark days.
Yeah, that was part of the dark ages. And I mean, also, you just said it too, I think a lot of people forget that it starts with literally the mom getting shot.
Yeah, it's holy shit, guys, enjoy. Buckle up, kids. And I remember, actually, it's funny. I remember this, and this is a little bit of Twig history. So a couple of years ago, Alex, the producer, came over to my house, and he's like, hey, Mike, have you ever seen Oliver and Company? And I'm like, no, but I know of it because I know Billy Joel does some songs for it or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, I'm going to show you the first 5 minutes, and then you tell me whether you want to keep going. And I'm thinking, all right. I'm a tough motherfucker. I mean, I'm not saying I've sat through a fucking Serbian film or anything, but I'm like, okay, what do you got? And what they did to that fucking kitten, I was like, you motherfuckers. I was so mad and so angry. I'm sad for that cat. And fuck you for making me feel this. Alex is like, yeah, I told you. Just wait, Mike, and then I'm going to show you Flo. I'm like, oh, good.
Good.
The fucking Dr. Wily movie. Yeah, I'm good. I'll wait till I'm edibled and in a really good mood before I watch that depression salad.
That.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need this.
Ken, was it the documentary Howard?
Yeah, it's the Howard Ashman documentary. I was looking it up.
Yeah.
But mostly the song, the cut song was called "Proud of Your Boy," and
yes,
Man, that hits.
Because he sings that right before he gets arrested.
I believe that was part of the original script. Yeah, it was right around that point.
Because I feel like it's right after he meets Jasmine or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's right after he meets Jasmine.
Yeah,
I believe.
No, I did remember that. Yeah, and I think I've heard the whole thing, or at least watched the whole deleted scenes. I think they have it on Disney Plus. But I mean, you nailed it perfectly. This movie has so much with it. Yeah, go ahead.
But like Howard Ashman's DNA is kind of in this movie. This was something that he started post Little Mermaid and kind of really was trying to develop. And then Beauty and the Beast rolled around beforehand, and that was getting more traction, so he helped work on that. And obviously he passed away before Beauty and the Beast ever came out.
Yeah, I do remember that too.
And the more you learn about Howard Ashman and his legacy, especially to the LGBTQ community and everything that he did for that, it's the man was such a part of everyone that is our age's childhood, that it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
But yeah, going back to like my history with Aladdin is my number 2 favorite Disney movie of all time.
Oh, wow.
It as I've aged, this movie has aged a lot better in some ways, in my estimation.
I mean, is it because the simplicity, or is it because
it's really well paced?
The overall feel, yeah.
I think it's brilliantly paced. It is such a well-paced film. And you can tell that the many years that this script was roaming around Disney, it actually was developed and redeveloped multiple times to like fine-tune it to spectacular degrees.
That's one thing I noticed while I was watching Aladdin last night. You're never really bored. You don't get a lot of time to disengage, which is a good thing for the most part, where it means if you really want to pay attention, you're going to get an entertaining experience from front to back. I have the most millennial problem ever, where I often look down at my phone while I'm watching a movie, which is a terrible habit I need to break. But with this one, if you do look at your phone, you're going to miss stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff in Aladdin. Like, there's so many quick gags. Robin Williams, I've heard like the story where he just ad-libbed so much shit.
There are hours of... There's a whole movie worth of Robin Williams outtakes.
Oh yeah,
they basically said they could do a whole different version of just raunchy jokes.
Which, I like one thing I'd always heard out of the 90s is Robin Williams would do so many takes of stuff, and it was never the same thing twice. Like I know there's an R-rated Mrs. Doubtfire that will never see the light of day, but let me tell you, I would pay for that. There's probably an R-rated Aladdin too, which would be pretty fucking hysterical.
There's probably any R-rated like Flubber or any kids movie that he was associated with at some point.
They've released like 20 minutes of outtakes from Robin.
Oh, that I'm gonna have to see.
Around the time he passed away, that came out of like 20 minutes of his outtakes, and they're all like absolutely hilarious.
One of the things I do as a side hustle is I do voiceover for a radio station, and I always include my outtakes because I want the person editing my voice to have a bit of a chuckle. And there's one I don't want to say the name of the business, but I'm like, when you go here at this location, believe me, this is the one place sourced by Dr. Doom and Latveria. Because believe me, when you need your Doombots polished, you want to come here. Remember, you don't want to fuck with Tony Stark. And I'll just make shit up just to make them laugh. Or I'll be like, you should buy this ring from this jewelry shop, you cheap fucker. And I'll just do that just to fuck with people. Okay, so really quick sidebar. So there was a piece of script I read last year. I'm not even kidding, guys. I did 75 fucking takes. I had to call this guy at midnight. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? And I was trying to sell hot dogs, and the running gag was, because it was a really complicated name, eventually I just said, blah, 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 and you can buy hot dogs from Tito Puente. And I just went on this fucking huge riff on Tito Puente, and I still get called that today from this particular producer. So outtakes from voices are so much fun because you can just make up whatever you want. Like there's a very famous, I wouldn't call it an outtake, but it's like a fake car commercial, and it's called Big Bill Hells. And it's
Big
like
Bill Hell's Auto.
Yeah.
Home of challenge pissing. That's right, challenge pissing. Yeah. My dad showed me that video probably before he should have. Like that's like early days of like him pulling up a video on his laptop, like not even going online.
I discovered that within the last like 5 years. And just again, the goofiness, well, fuck your wife.
Oh, that's right. Well, fuck your wife. Yeah.
Don't fuck with us. We'll kill you.
Yeah, we'll rip your nuts off. Yeah, I love Big Bill Hell's Auto. Oh my god. Bad deals, cars that break down.
You're fucked. Oh, anyway. But yeah.
Better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. I think between the three of us right now, we could probably do that whole fucking ad.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. But like one of the things I loved about Aladdin, and this particularly took me even as a child and even now, every song hits so well, and you can really hear the genuine joy coming out of Robin Williams.
Oh yeah,
and obviously he
adores this character so much.
Yeah, like
he adored the character so much. He had in his contract very, very specific things that the genie had to be in the marketing and everything, and we'll talk about it when we go to Return of Jafar.
Well, I mean, it's nothing huge. They violated it. They used him so much in the advertising campaign. That's why we get Dan Castellaneta in the sequel, and then Robin returns for the third one because the sequel did so well. They had the money to bring him back and found negotiations.
Actually, no, that's not what happened.
It's not what happened.
John Katzenberg got fired.
That's right. No, you're totally right.
That's why. Because Katzenberg was the reason.
Because that's when Disney was changing its regime in about the late 90s, right?
Which they talk about in that documentary. Like they don't paint Katzenberg in the best light in that documentary.
And you know what's fucking weird? I remember knowing that in the 90s because for some bizarre fucking reason, I used to watch Entertainment Tonight and Entertainment Tonight Canada, and I just knew that. I'm like, oh wow, things are really fucked up at Disney. Hey, I've got homework due in the morning. What fucking grade 10 gives a fuck about entertainment? Anyway, weirdo. But yeah, like I remember that being a huge deal. And again, this was a movie that I even remember my grandparents knowing about. My grandparents were old and weird, and they would talk about, again, Disney movies. And it always threw me off. Like, why the fuck do you know about this? Like, I was so surprised how much it became like a cultural thing. And this is back when every Disney movie got a fucking video game.
Oh my god. I logged so many hours on SNES Aladdin that you've probably seen me play it on the stream when we do the live stream. I love this game so much.
Oh yeah, and the fact that it got ported in the last couple of years to like multiple Disney collections. I'm actually, after we're done this podcast, I'm actually going to jump off and make sure I still have it on my PSN account or my Switch account. If not, I may just buy it. But I remember it getting ported, and that was a pretty big deal because, like I said, the Genesis and the SNES game are two distinctly different games done by two different developers, but published by the same company. But I remember the thing I remember most about the Aladdin game is how smooth the animation looked.
Which can fuck you sometimes because you slide off platforms.
Because they actually use the animation cells from the movie in the game.
From the movie.
Oh yeah, and another very brief sidebar. So I went to a launch party for Disney's Epic Mickey. This would have been around 2007, 2008, and they had Disney artists there. And I remember one of the things the guy said, "Hey, I specialize in doing Little Mermaid stuff and Aladdin type stuff." And I think Blair got something from Little Mermaid or something, but I do remember someone getting pictures of the genie done. And I remember one girl, like some gaming influencer, I want to say, I can't remember her name, but I remember her giving a really cool picture of Jasmine. And I was like, holy shit. And that's another thing too. The character designs in this movie are really fucking memorable. Like, I love the look of Jasmine. Obviously, she's very cute and very kind of beautiful, but the look of Abu, memorable as shit. Iago, you could see Gilbert Gottfried in that. And I don't know. There's just something about the way every character is brought to life in this through the artwork that is outstanding. The backgrounds look great. The Cave of Wonders, even being like old CG, still looks really fucking boss.
Well, and Jafar is such a good villain. Like that's why that's why they did Darkman 1 and Darkman 2 with Durant. It's the same thing. You've got a strong villain. They want to use him in the next movie. So what do? We give him his own movie for the second one. But in this first one, he establishes himself so well as just like, I don't like this guy. No, I really don't like this guy. Oh, fuck this guy.
Oh, yeah. And like Disney, when they want to do villains really well, when they really go into their design, Jafar is one of the first, like my top 3 Disney villains. I can name 3 of, I can name 2 out of my 3 favorites. The other guy, one of my favorites, I can't remember the name. I think his name's Baron or something. The guy from The Princess and the Frog. The guy who was voiced by
Dr. Facilier.
Yeah, that's a fucking boss fucking look. But also, Jafar is probably number 2 for me, but Scar from The Lion King. Yeah. And all 3 of those performances hit so fucking good.
Yeah.
And they're memorable too. And that's the like thing too. Again, I remember kids dressing up as Jafar for Halloween. Yeah. So again, that's just how big this thing was. And I remember like the soundtrack selling on cassette and CD really well in my area. Like I remember
you couldn't escape a friend like me. I mean, that was just the thing. You couldn't escape it. Even as you got older, couldn't escape it.
Also, I still own my original soundtrack, which has the not politically correct language of the opening number.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it was just one of those memorable things. And like Aladdin, like what more can we really kind of say about it? I mean, it is literally the very definition of a Disney classic, one of the juggernauts of the 90s.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, here's a question for the panel. Which is more culturally relevant? This, Little Mermaid, or Lion King? Among those top 3.
I would say Lion King. Lion King's number 1, Aladdin's number 2, Little Mermaid number 3.
Yeah, I would argue
because the problem is Little Mermaid is very connected to the female audience, whereas Aladdin and Lion King kind of run the gambit of everyone.
See,
well, I mean, I don't know, because it's like you could argue that Little Mermaid is still topical even more so than
Little Mermaid is way more topical than any of them because it's literally an LGBTQ story.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like I guess it would just depend on the decade to say prominent wise, but I think honestly, like I would probably go Lion King, Little Mermaid, and Aladdin. Honestly, I don't know.
I would say Aladdin, culturally more relevant, and here are my points for that: marketing, video games. Robin Williams is your main driving force. However, on the flip side of this argument, could I make a compelling argument for The Lion King? Yes. Great movie. James Earl Jones, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and Whoopi Goldberg and Jeremy Irons. So very, very, very stacked cast. But what made that movie stand out was the Elton John song, and especially after Princess Diana died.
Yes.
That's what made that skyrocket the cultural relevance. But in terms of importance, I really think Aladdin's the better movie.
Yes,
I could see that.
I would
enter the argument here of saying, according to IMDb, and take that with a grain of salt, 8.5 for Lion King, 8.0 for Aladdin, 7.6 for Little Mermaid.
Yeah, like I want to revisit all these Disney juggernauts at some point.
Yeah,
just to see how they stack up today. Because I remember again with the Lion King, you could not escape In the Air, or not In the Air Tonight.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Can You Feel the Love
Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata. I mean, it's kind of funny because like we were talking off mic about how Return of Jafar has such forgettable songs, and then King of Thieves and Aladdin both have like memorable tunes. And I think it's because honestly, when you got bangers, you got bangers.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that kind of transitions us into talking about Return of Jafar. So last night was the first time I'd ever seen Return of Jafar, but I remember its marketing being tied very heavily into the TV show, and I remember its place on store shelves being very prominent because it had such striking box artwork, because it was that vibrant crimson red with Jafar very prominent on the box art, but I never saw it. And even with the Aladdin TV show, I had never seen more than a handful of episodes, because as you guys might remember, a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about Saturday morning cartoons. I was a Fox kid, so when fucking the X-Men and Spider-Man came on, didn't care. That's where like I was, so I was not into the Disney stuff, and I know I missed a bunch of really good stuff too. But yeah, when I watched it last night, I was like, I feel, and it's mostly because of you, Dave. You're like, this is your favorite. Like, all right, cool. If Dave likes it, it probably doesn't suck.
Yeah. It's no longer my favorite, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm going into this. I'm thinking, this is okay. I mean, I'd rather watch this than Crow 2024, but that's not a high bar to clear. But I'm thinking, I don't like this.
Let's not do that. Let's not enter that chat right now.
No,
that's still a brazen wound after having our Crow Do You Even Movie episode, because I found myself talking about it because of the disdain I had for that. So yeah, moving on.
yeah. So, but yeah, I was like, I wanted to really like this. I really did. And there are some fun moments in this. I think Gilbert Gottfried does a really good job as Iago.
100%.
He's the lead of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost called Iago's Return. Iago's Return was almost the title. And then they were just like, Return of Jafar has a better ring to it. Because, I mean, in all honesty, I don't think Jafar actually has much screen time compared to Iago, especially as Jafar character.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I'm an all-powerful genie, and you, Jason Alexander, because I can't even remember the character's name. Like, I just kept thinking
Small, because I always think of Abysmal.
And again,
that's literally the joke.
Yep.
I mean, it's clever, but one thing that I noticed, because I was watching this on Disney Plus, and this really stuck out to me, and I fucking hate that it did. The animation is just it's a step backwards. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying like the quality is there. The colors are different.
It's clunky.
Yeah, it's clunky.
It's clunky, like and
it's television.
Just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't have a good shading to it. One of the things that I found out watching it, because I had not seen this probably since I had watched it on a DVD, or it might have been streaming somewhere back. I mean, I can't remember if Disney movies even streamed back then.
Netflix.
But possibly Netflix maybe. But I watched it in college, and I hadn't seen it in about a decade, I would say. And then about probably right around 8 years ago, I got lucked into the Disney Movie Club, which has Return of Jafar and King of Thieves. Watched the Blu-ray of those for this time around. They edited Jafar's death, because Jafar used to be a skeleton when he died, and they have taken that out until like the last 2 frames.
There's a lot of it. a lot of the 90s stuff has been edited to modern stuff.
Well, it's like even the next movie, King of Thieves, I remember there being a blood slice, and I looked it up, and I was damn sure correct that there was blood originally in this movie, and they took it out. So you saying the thing about the clunkiness, it's even more evident in these effects, in the CGI of this movie.
It is very TV.
Yes, it's very TV. It's very of the show, and then that's kind of what brings us up in King of Thieves is the quality. Luckily raises, but yeah, for this one, it dips Birdman. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's just, and the thing is, like, again, I really wanted to like it. Yeah, there's some fun, there's like some fun moments in this. There's some good bits, but it doesn't have the same magic, and to capture the same Aladdin magic is hard to almost impossible. And Dan Castellaneta as the genie is not terrible. The problem is, and this is
Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah, like there's one moment I looked away to pet my cat or something last night as I'm watching this, and I heard a couple of syllables of Homer Simpson.
Oh, I can do you one better. The Jack in the Box is totally Krusty's laugh.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, fuck. And once I heard that, it completely disconnected me from it. And I know that's a me problem, but it sucks when that happens. Like, for example, like I know me and Ken play a lot of video games. The second you hear Nolan North in a game, you're like, oh, look, it's Deadpool or Nathan Drake. You cannot not hear it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you get someone like, say, Troy Baker, you're not just hearing Joel from The Last of Us. You can hear other roles, and nothing against Nolan North. He's fucking great. But once you hear that cadence, you know, and you can't disconnect from
Nolan isn't as versatile of a voice actor as some of his other like-minded people.
Genie's big shoes to fill. Let's just go ahead and say
Genie's
that. I mean, you got Rob Williams,
and you can't.
Dan Castellaneta is amazing. He has put himself in history for the voice work that he's done on The Simpsons alone, and that's just even like one scoop of his career. But I mean, it's a role that we were given by Robin Williams, who, rest in peace. I mean, ever since he left this world, it's just been a little less funny. And what is so great about Williams' performance in this is he's crazy, he's spastic, but he's also on the nose, caring and everything. And when we get Genie in this movie, he's come back from the vacation he leaves for at the end of Aladdin, of course. And he does this whole song about, home again with you. There's no place I'd rather be than with you and everything. And that song, again, as we get into the music, that song's not bad. But like, you can tell that this has the feelings of a direct-to-video sequel because it absolutely is. And then on top of that, you've also got a pretty weak story upon recent watch, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
A very weak way to bring back Jafar, I would say. Like, it's kind of funny in the sense of how things play out, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, when I revisited this time, I was like, man, the only thing really great about this movie is the ending. Like the lava pit and jumping on the rocks and everything. Like, that's really fun. And that's like the best part of this, other than like a couple of Jafar scenes, especially when he's in drag as Jasmine, one of my favorite scenes.
Yes.
It's just like there's tricks in this movie that are just kind of like you love the world of Aladdin, so you accept them, but it's just a weak plot. I mean, the basic principle is just that, Iago comes back, Jafar is being mean to him, he drops him down a well, he tries to sneak back into the city, he makes good by helping Aladdin out, and Aladdin tries to bring him back, hiding him. Jafar comes and is like, you owe me one, and then Jafar ends up getting what is it, the lamp?
Yeah,
the lamp. Yeah, sorry. Gets the lamp, and it's one of those movies that is fine. It's fine.
I will give credit where credit is due. Jonathan Freeman coming back to voice Jafar. A+. Glad he came back.
Oh, I mean, Freeman's great. Just like Paul Freeman in fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers knew the assignment. When he created Jafar, that's an embodied, like, you hear that voice, that character. I've never heard Freeman's voice and thought of anybody else.
Yeah, it's the same. And honestly, like, the last time Freeman did Jafar, that I can remember was House of Mouse. But there's
House of Mouse. Damn it, you just took me back. I love that show.
But one of the most memorable things about the TV show, the Aladdin TV show, was the crossover with the Hercules TV show.
I want to track that down, because once I learned about that, I'm thinking, oh shit, that's so cool. I've got to see this.
It was a very, very cool show. It was a very cool crossover episode where basically Hades fucks with Aladdin and Jafar fucks with Hercules. That's the premise.
I do remember that. Like, it's so weird, like, when you have those little jogs of, like, did I see this? And then it's like, you just said that last thing with him fucking with Aladdin, and I was like, I totally saw that. I totally remember that.
Man, like, again, so Return of Jafar, worth watching, worth checking out, but definitely a step down in quality. But still, if you're going to watch one, you might as well watch them all.
I mean, you're going to get out in less than like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I marathoned all these from midnight to 5 a.m. Not a bad way to spend an evening. So the next movie we're going to talk about, in the final one in the Aladdin animated trilogy, is Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Again, I don't remember this being well advertised when I was a kid. What year was this?
Oh, this is
96.
This is 96, and you obviously didn't get any kids channels and or Disney VHS tapes, because they
did not
shoved this down your throat to the point that, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, that trailer was at least 2.5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When I was a kid, so 96, I would have been going into my first year of high school.
I distinctly remember the narrator going, Aladdin and Jasmine are finally getting married. Like, that's ingrained.
They're finally getting married. They're finally getting married.
Yeah, it's so ingrained into my goddamn brain. Just
exactly.
The classic Disney narrator.
Just the idea of the in a new feature film, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, and they tell the story of the 40 Thieves, and then you get the 40 Thieves song. Like, it was, you say ingrained in my brain. Yes, it is so, like, maybe that's what Return of Jafar doesn't have, is that staying power, because maybe the ad wasn't strong enough. I don't know. But yeah, King of Thieves was that more primitive time. We were both 4 at this point. So it makes sense that would kind of get into our heads, because we probably watched this VHS as well as the other ones that advertised it a lot.
Like, when I watched it last night, I will say this: animation quality stepped up, almost as good as theatrical.
Yeah.
The writing was intensely sharp. Characterizations were fucking great. Wonderful character designs. Not gonna lie, there's a few ideas I might steal for a future D&D thing. And I was like, this is really friggin' awesome. Plus, random Ed 209 reference I really enjoyed. Yeah. I was like, okay, RoboCop. All right, cool. Plus, just there were so many quick-witted references in this. Again, I would love to hear the outtakes for this, if such a thing exists, probably. But this was genuinely really good. Now, who played Aladdin's father? Who was the voice there?
Jonathan
Rhys-Davies.
Oh, I fucking, because I knew the voice, but I didn't think it was. So at that time, he would have been doing Sliders.
Yeah.
So...
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is a couple years before Lord of the Rings.
Do you know who Saluk was, by the way?
Who was that?
Jerry Orbach.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the guy with the claws, that's Jerry Orbach.
Fucking Briscoe himself, motherfucker.
Fucking Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
See, I know him more as Lenny Briscoe from Law and Order.
Law and Order, yeah. Well, no, I get that, but I'm more so correlating it to Disney.
Oh.
Just given that.
Yeah, but that's, wow, what a cast. And
yeah.
You wouldn't expect that.
Those were the big gets. You have Jonathan Rhys-Davies as his father, and then you have Jerry Orbach as our villain.
Yeah, like, again, and it's just, what great performances, like, all round in this. And the gags were fast. They were funny. The wedding gag with Robin Williams introducing, like, oh, and they brought a salad. And I'm
Here
4.
comes Caesar, and they brought the salad. Geronimo, Arapaho, Pocahontas.
Yes, that's so great too. And just all the rapid fire gags they were doing. This is a movie like I was on my phone for like a little bit of this, but more often than not, I was more engaged with this one way more than Jafar. But again, just they changed the setting, the stakes changed. It was a really good story too. Like that's what really took me by surprise. And I'd heard for years this was the best Aladdin sequel.
It's also probably one of the best of the direct-to-video sequels.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's
At
kind of the vibe
3.
I'm getting. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of them, but I would rank this for me anyway, just behind an extremely goofy movie. Because I think that was direct to video. I don't think that went to theaters.
No, that was direct to video.
Yeah,
video. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's funny is like you think about Return of Jafar, which is Disney's first direct to video release, and then we get to King of Thieves, and it's just like, oh, y'all got the formula right. But then again, when you look into the inner workings of it, you had one studio in Japan finish the movie, while the other animation studio in Australia, started it.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's just, I really don't. And another thing to like kind of mention about this too, whoever wrote the music for King of Thieves, they were cooking, and they were cooking hard. And
I mean, out of thin air is ingrained into my brain. I know that. I know that song by heart, easy.
In or Out was one of my favorites.
In or Out's a great one.
In or out, double crosses or double. Oh,
yeah, like just wow.
Also,
just,
Jerry Orbach just has like that booming voice.
Birdman, you were saying how you love to watch outtakes. The only thing I could find on King of Thieves is if you go on YouTube and type in Aladdin and the King of Thieves behind the scenes, there's a 5-minute EPK that they put out that is like the actors working in the studio. And one of the things that Orbach says is it's so much fun to do voices because you just get to put everything into speaking. You're reading this paper, but you get to put everything into speaking. Like you don't have to have like the action with it. And like he was having a blast, Davies was having a blast, and Williams was cracking the studio up because there's one point where like they have a disconnection of something, and he's just talking. He's like, "All right, well now they have 5 people in that room. I guess the problem. I hope somebody doesn't fart. It's going to clear the room out real quick." And like he's just doing that Robin Williams quip stuff.
Like I'm so amazed at how good this was. I really can't think of anything negative to say about it. If I had one thing negative to say, and it's such a nitpick, is where they get to the end and the 40 thieves and everybody have made it out to the vanishing island. Fucking clever idea ship, by the way, how it's on the back of that giant turtle. The turtle looks a little rough, but the set around the turtle looks good. Again, that's a small nitpick at best. But it's such a good ending too.
Yeah,
it really is.
By the way, just going back to the music, the main lead behind it was Bill Elliott. He is known for his work on Independence Day.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that? Yeah, that's it.
He worked on Dick Tracy as well.
That's also it, probably. Yeah.
And he has been known for a lot of stuff. And like he's been around since let's see, his first credit was 1990 with Dick Tracy.
Oh, wow. You know, that's something we'll have to talk about at some point, because I've been wanting to revisit Dick Tracy for a while for some really weird reason. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I had most of the toys for that. That was one of my very first toy-centric movies. I think the only ones I didn't have were the blank, but was weirdly really easy to find in Canada, but it's a very rare toy. It's amazing. Like a blank figure on card at one point, I think was going for easily in upwards of $500-600 minimum, and they were all Canadian carded. Yeah, because it was so short packed, but it was one of the first times that a movie was spoiled because of the toy. But anyway, I'm a dork. Yeah, like honestly, I enjoyed the hell out of this. Great ending. I love the character arc of Kasim. I love how Iago goes with him, and like again, Iago's a wonderful character to follow through all of these movies. That's something that I really enjoyed.
Great. His journey is great, and I think what I love about King of Thieves most is just the idea of introducing Midas's touch and the whole thing of the gold, and then making that your finale of the greed getting in the way and realizing that he wanted his family more than he wanted the riches and everything. You know, I mean, it's cliche as all get out, but at the same time, it's such a cool thing to see happen to Aladdin, because Aladdin's a pretty tragic character in the sense of if you think about his whole story.
Yeah. And we haven't really talked about Aladdin's voice actor, which I didn't know that was Steve from fucking Full House.
Oh, hell yeah. There's that whole episode where they go to Disney, and there's a whole joke with Aladdin in it.
I had no idea. And I think he came back and did the voice for Kingdom Hearts, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
Again, that's fucking cool.
This is the thing with Disney. A lot of times, especially modern Disney, they will sign you, and you are that voice for everything. That includes video games, that includes toys, that includes literally everything. So I would not be surprised if Scott had signed with Disney and consistently re-signs with Disney.
I mean,
just because it's a fun.
That
it's
check's
a fun
gotta
gig.
be nice.
It's a fun gig, and the check's probably nice too.
Yeah, that check's gotta be nice. I mean, anytime I've seen interviews with him, he is usually surrounded by Aladdin stuff, which I'm guessing is in his house.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah,
also a big thing is the singing voices for both Aladdin and Jasmine are actually consistent throughout the entire franchise.
That's really cool. And this is a franchise I feel Disney has a lot of love for. I was very surprised that they did proceed with the live action remake. Now, I have a weird connection to that movie. I can't remember, I was in the hospital for something. It was either my weight loss surgery or my gallbladder. It was one or the other. But I remember
weight loss?
Yeah, probably my weight loss surgery, because I know it happened during COVID, but after the lockdowns. So it was somewhere in there, but I remember waking up.
So it would be, that makes sense, because that's when Aladdin came out. It was
because I remember waking up from anesthesia. Like I remember I had something done, and Blair was in my hotel in my hospital room watching the Aladdin movie, and I remember rolling over going, fucking Will Smith, and then passing out again. But yeah, like, it's weird. I've never sat down and watched the remake. Dave had me curious when we started talking about the Jinn last year when we talked about the Wishmaster movie. So please go back and check out that episode of Loose Cannon.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I'm kind of surprised. I think the movie did okay, but obviously this year with the failure of Snow White.
I think it like just hit over $1 billion.
Yeah, so it did good. I mean, in terms of live action remakes, it's probably a pretty safe one to do. Obviously trying to cast in a Shaq.
You wouldn't know that movie's directed by Guy Ritchie, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no kidding.
The guy who did fucking Snatch?
And the guy that did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Wrath of Man. And yeah, he does kids movies every now and then.
Wow, that's blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, like, now that Disney is kind of starting to step away from the live action thing, because this year we had the failure of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was never going to work.
Well, there's a few that are still in the pipeline. Moana, and we have Lilo and Stitch coming out this summer.
I think both of those should do okay.
Moana's going to do gangbusters regardless.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, the only other live action movie I could stand maybe them doing I don't know. I'm really trying to think here. I kind of want to see the Little Mermaid one. Actually, I just have to just get around to it. Just find the time.
I've heard it's fine. I fell off.
It's fine until it's fine until Aquafina starts rapping.
Okay.
You can tell Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the new songs in it. I'll tell you that much.
I can believe
All
that.
right. Yeah, I've again, I guess Aladdin works in live action. The 101 Dalmatian movies, I'm pretty sure are fine.
Glenn Close sells those movies.
Oh yeah. I mean, and they're still watchable. Like, the one thing I will say about revisiting 101 recently, there's a lot of barking in that movie. Like, a lot of barking in that movie.
I'm trying to think if there's any movie that wouldn't work in live action. I think you could do The Rescuers, because you look at like Stuart Little, you could pull that off.
Easily do The Rescuers. I think if we're talking like live action, like Fantasia is like one that comes to
goddamn
mind.
Treasure Planet, you bastards.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sick.
Well, I mean, for that matter, Atlantis.
Yeah.
Atlantis or Treasure Planet, please.
Or both.
Disney.
Honestly, those are two movies I've never seen, but I know the artwork in and out.
They're really good.
Is that another future episode, boys?
Yes, that is a future episode.
All right, then I love it.
I'm in.
Fucking A. All right, stuff I've never seen before. Actually, maybe when we do a future episode, I'm just going to pitch this unusual or animated flops. And one of the movies I'm definitely going to pick for one of mine is Titan AE because of the Canadian connection, because I went to college right where part of that was done. So there was a lot
of on the list of why did I watch this?
See, I fucking love Titan AE. I think it's sick.
Isn't Bacon the voice of that character?
No, Bill Pullman. I want to say
Pullman. Okay,
it's Bill Pullman, Matt Damon, John
Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo's character is why I hate that movie.
I think his character's name is Goon or something.
Yeah, I hate that movie with a burning passion because his character is so damn annoying.
Well, he was annoying during that period. He was the House of Buggin' guy, for Christ's sake. And The Pest. Oh my God, Dave, if you and Hen ever do The Pest, I will literally implode.
It's not definitely unfathomable for us to tackle The Pest. It has been a request from a single friend so far, and we both do have an admiration for that movie simply for the fact that there's just a character where he's just a farting Dracula in the shower. Yeah, The Pest could be possible. I think I still have my DVD, to be honest.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, that would make my year. So anyway, guys, I guess in conclusion, the Aladdin trilogy, it's wonderful. It's got some really great music, some absolutely outstanding animation, wonderful performances, even from some of the weaker things. There's always something there to like. You can stream all of these on Disney Plus right now. I think I know Aladdin's on 4K. I think I have it actually on 4K.
Yes, Aladdin's in 4K, and that is the only one that's in 4K.
Yeah, and let me see. As for the live action, I mean, if you got Disney Plus, why not? If you got like 2 hours to kill, if you got nothing else to do, why not? You're probably listening to this podcast anyway. So yeah, check that out. So next time on the show we are planning on recording after this one is we're going to take a look at two of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And that's a Goofy movie and an extremely goofy movie. And we're also going to talk about the documentary Not a Goof, I think it's called, right, Ken? Not Just a Goof or something like that?
Yeah, Not Just a Goof, I think is the name of it.
And I think we're going to have Adam on the show because as of this recording, Dave will be indisposed with some medical stuff. So hope you heal well, friend.
Crowns. I'll be okay. It's just going to be a sore mouth for a bit for another reason than usual. Hey,
it's going to suck. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it from us here at the Twig Video Store as we begin to close up shop, sweep up the popcorn that is on the floor, and always being kind and rewiden. So from the great place of Ohio, you have been
David Denoyer of Do You Even Movie,
and from New Jersey,
Ken from this anime.
And I've been Mike the Birdman saying, be kind, rewind, and we'll catch you guys next time, right here on thisweekingeek.net.
Wait a minute. We're not getting out of here, man! We're not getting out of here! Don't you understand it, man? This is it! Game's over, man!
Are either one of these any good? Sir?
What?
Are either one of these any good?
I don't watch movies.
Quick! Change the channel!
You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.